Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome back, actually, I should say, to the Healthcare Consultant Training Program. Once again, I am your host and founder of Consult Atlas, here to lift the world along with you. Now, here's the exciting video. We've been waiting, we've been leading up to this video series to discuss the Consult Atlas sales script. Ooh, we ever coveted. I'm so excited. Now, in the last video and the other videos before that, we covered the following. What type of healthcare consultant you are, a healthcare business network consultant. We identified the type of clients that you will be servicing, and we discussed how to prepare for a call before you make it and the importance of organization. Now we go into the meat of it. Oh man, this healthcare script right here. Before we dive into this, let's just go back to the frame of mind that this type of healthcare consulting individual is going through. And really, to a lot of you, can personally relate. But this healthcare consultant is scouring the internet. They have been searching and typing for healthcare consulting companies all across the United States. And what they're looking for is two primary things. One, for the agents or the consulting business to fulfill the needs of what they're looking for their healthcare licensing. And the second thing is to find a budget and a price that comes within what they're looking for their licensing needs as well. I would say actually maybe they're looking for a third option as well. They maybe just not realize it yet. Is they need a trusted healthcare consultant to guide them and be their resource from not only beginning but nurturing through licensing and launch of their healthcare business as well. Now, to get into this, what we want to do is first get into that frame of mind, like I spoke about, and really think about, okay, I'm about to make this call to this individual. How do I want to initially present myself? Now, in the script, as you'll kind of see, and we're going to go through this line by line together, so please pull out your scripts right now so we can review. You will see in the top as its primary introduction, hello, this is, and you'll have your name, I'll actually say it as me. Hello, this is Paul Michael from Consult Atlas. We received an inquiry form from you, and you're interested in starting a healthcare business in the state of Texas. How can I assist you today? You always want to end with a question to facilitate the conversation. If you can introduce yourself however that you like, you are healthcare business entrepreneurs, a lot of you. So your personal pitch on how you would like to present is up to your own interpretation, but we covered the main points in the beginning paragraph right there. I said, hey, I identified who I am. I identified what company I work for. I identified how I know that they are looking for healthcare services by filling out that inquiry form. And finally, I asked them a question about how I can help them. Those are all the things, including the target of what type of service that they're looking for. Four things right off the bat, just in the introduction, that makes the individual know that they need to talk to you and that they reached out to you for you to talk to them, not this is a random sales call. So your introduction is important. The next one, a section that you'll see is the passion inquiry. Right away, when you talk to the client and you introduce yourselves and you ask the question, how can I assist you today? They will say, I'm looking to start a home care business in the state of Texas, a non-medical one. Let's say, for example. So for the passion inquiry question, because they just told you what it is that they want to start, this is where you dive into the reasoning why they want to get into this business. Before we dive into details, I'm curious to know what inspired your passion for starting a healthcare business in the state of Texas. And they'll give you their story. And their story, everybody's story, is unique and different to that individual. But you really need to hear them out. This is the first time that they're reaching out to somebody and they're admitting to you their passions inside of them. This is not something that human beings give out freely to anybody that they meet at a grocery store or down the street or even to their own neighbor. So it's the point of the question of asking where their passion is to develop that close relationship with them from the very start. So they're going to tell you their passions, and then you're going to emulate that into the next section of what you've heard. Outline of the discussion. Thank you for sharing your passion with me. To ensure I address all of your questions and provide you with a comprehensive understanding of obtaining a healthcare license in Texas, I'd like to walk you through 3 essential topics. First, I'll give you an overview of our organization. This is where you will discuss about your business and what you do. Your relationship with Consult Atlas. And then next, you'll dive into the healthcare licensing process, what it takes to get a healthcare license in the state of Texas. And then finally, explore the pricing structure. And then ending it with a question, does this approach work for you? So what you have done now is you're leading the conversation. Remember when I said it's important to lead the conversation? You're leading them by telling the customer that not only that you hear them and you agree with their passions and you thank them for being into this industry, but now you're creating this structure by which you can give your pitch. And you said all of the things that they want to hear. They said, okay, who are you? What's the licensing process for my state? And what's your price? What else more do you need? And this is a huge advantage because by you structuring this way, this means that you can give without interruption your entire sales pitch and then end it from there to then bring up a discussion on how to move forward. Unfortunately, your competition, the healthcare consulting businesses across the country that most commonly will sit with a client for maybe an hour and a half on usual. They'll usually do an exploratory call, then they'll have like a follow-up, and then they'll give this huge presentation about how amazing they are. And then after they do all of that presenting of how amazing they are, then they hit you with this huge sticker price and hopefully this offer that they've been building up for the last 2 hours or a couple days and all these emails equates to the price that they're quoting you. That's the difference. Our approach is so different and unique that on average for myself, and I can only speak on my own personal experience, is my sales pitch is about 10 to 12 minutes. I don't spend any more than 10 to 12 minutes with the client. I tell them everything that they want to know. And you know what they're really appreciative of is how quick and painless the conversation was, because one, I was leading it. I was addressing all their questions on why it is they called into the first place. And I gave them really helpful guidance. I gave them everything that they were looking to hear. So thus, I didn't need to continue the conversation besides just that first initial. And actually, the less they know about you and the less that you talk to them, the client actually trusts you more. Isn't that a wild thing? It's the wildest thing. 12 minutes, not 2 hours. That's the difference between us and all the others. Okay. Now, let's dive into point number 1. Now, remember, you just told the client that you're going to go over 3 things. The first thing is going to be telling about your organization. But let's go ahead and read this script. My name is Paul. Once again, my name is Paul Michael, and I'm one of the healthcare consultants here at Consult Atlas. Consult Atlas is a nonprofit organization with the mission to solve the healthcare crisis. We do so by helping entrepreneurs like you in starting, managing, and expanding your healthcare businesses. While we don't perform the work for you, we act as a vital network of connections to connect you with the best professionals for your specific needs. Our goal is to be your trusted resource in the healthcare industry. Again, to be clear, we are a nonprofit network organization for healthcare industry. We find you the best professionals to fit your every need. Does that make sense to you? I hope it does. It usually does. It's pretty clear and straightforward. You want to make it clear off the bat. Remember when I was telling you at the very beginning of this video series what type of healthcare consultant you are? A healthcare business network consultant. This is what is being conveyed now to the customer on the type of healthcare consultant you are. You've now just told them, I'm a healthcare business network consultant. I don't do any of the work. I'm just here to find you the right professionals and the resources to do it. Number one, okay? If they say it doesn't make sense to you, then just repeat the last sentence. We find the best professionals to fit your every need. Absolutely. Make that clarifications. Okay. Now, the next part is the licensing process. Before you start the licensing process, as part of your preparation before you made this call, you need to have your Google Forms that is provided to you by us at Consult Atlas that allows you to ask questions to get all the right details about what type of healthcare license that they're looking for, their information such as first, middle, last, email address, all of that, and to make sure that you're gearing the conversation around what they actually need. So what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, before we begin the licensing process, I just have a few questions for you that I would like to ask just for clarification. You will ask all the questions on the form that you do not already have known, but you'll really focus on the type of healthcare license the individual is looking for. If they did not tell you what type of healthcare license, or maybe they say, I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out or whatnot, it's your job to guide them into knowing what type of license that they're looking for. So after you ask your questions, and let's say you come up, you get to the decision, or you come to the situation of, okay, a client says, I don't know what kind of healthcare business I want. Please, why don't you give me options? Now, you are provided a list of healthcare licenses for the entire United States that we send to you inside of your initial documentation packet that outlines all of the healthcare license in the US. Primarily, in our experience, the majority of healthcare licenses that we see are home health, adult family home, group homes, assisted living facilities. Some people like to do hospice and so on and so forth. And you may give all of those options along with their descriptions for each of them to kind of draw out, which most sounds enticing or what their envisionment is of them. Or you could just ask questions. I like to ask questions. I was just like, I like to ask them, okay, you wake up, you have your morning coffee, you're ready to start your healthcare business day. What do you want to be doing? Do you want to wake up and go to a facility that you own? Or would you like to work from the comfort of your home and send out healthcare individuals to their houses? Identify first if they want a facility or they want to do home healthcare in any capacity. And then from there, you can draw on from that. Okay, so going back into the sales script of the licensing process, You will then say, after you identify the type of healthcare license that they're looking for, now let's dive into the licensing process. To obtain your healthcare license in Texas for a non-medical home care license, you'll need two essential elements. Now, the elements that are about to be listed here apply for all the states in the United States. There is no difference. It's all the same. So this is the groundwork of what everybody needs to go through to get their healthcare license. You'll need two essential elements. First, you must secure a business license. You see, you can't be in business without a business license. You got to have one. So business license, extremely crucial. The second, you'll have to navigate through a complex web of more than 1,000 codes associated with the Department of Health. Each of these codes requires you to prepare a detailed policy and procedure document. In total, this means you will have to write 3,000 to 5,000 pages of documentation. Is this the kind of service you're looking for? Are you interested in having someone take care of all this documentation for you? Guys, we just covered it. That's the crux of the whole issue. That's why they want a legal professional. I mean, yes, people and consulting companies say, oh, we do this and we do that, but really, they don't want to write 3,000 to 5,000 pages worth of documentation. They don't want to talk and go back and forth with the Department of Health. They just want a legal professional to take care of all that stuff that's necessary so then they can focus on what's truly important. How to run a successful healthcare business. That's what they need to focus on. So now you've covered it. Now, the only thing that facilitates an answer is a yes or no. Yes, I am looking for someone to write 3,000 to 5,000 pages because I'm sure not going to do that. Okay, so then finally we move into the last and final subject. It's like, great, let's then get into the pricing model. Moving on to an important topic of pricing, our company and partner, Consult Atlas, operates, as I mentioned at the beginning of this conversation, as a network. Point back to what you've already said. Go back to that point. We have a vast network of legal professionals, all highly qualified to assist you with your healthcare licensing needs. Here's how our pricing works. I've been collecting some basic information from you, including your name, the type of healthcare license you're seeking, and your state. We'll then submit this information to our network, and our professionals will bid on your project. This competitive approach ensures that you receive the best possible price for the services you require. Within 24 to 48 hours, the bid service division will email you the results of these bids. If you're not satisfied with the offer or have any concerns, don't worry. You can resubmit your request as many times as you like, and there's no fee to do so. Our ultimate goal is to find the perfect fit for your needs and budget. Guys, you totally just disarmed the client with any objections. Dealing with objections is already hard enough. But so start off by disarming them from the very beginning. You gave them all the negotiating power. If they don't like something, they can resubmit. Now, does that guarantee that the price will go up or go down? No, it can go either way. But the benefit is that you can resubmit as much as you want, giving power to the client to want to be able to negotiate their deal. So then from that, now that you've disarmed them and everything, now you just ask them the big question at the very end. My big question for you is, client, what is your specific budget in mind for your healthcare licensing needs. And often you'll get one of a few responses. One, they'll say, "Oh yeah, my budget's 10 grand. That's all I want to spend on the licensing. Try to find something within that budget, no higher. But that's where I want to kind of lean towards." Number two, you'll get, "I have no idea," and that's very common. They'll say, "Oh, I have no idea what an average budget for this type of license in my state is." I get that probably the most often from clients. I probably get it for two reasons. One, they're pretty honest and they don't know what the going rate is. But number two is they probably don't want to disclose to you um, the budget that they have because they think that the bidding will then only be revolved around what their budget is. That's a logical sense of reasoning, and I don't disagree to coming to that conclusion, even though that's not the matter of fact. So what you're going to do is if you do get the latter, meaning they say, "I don't know what my budget is. I don't know. I want to seek your guidance. What type of budget should I revolve myself under?" Do the best thing for them. Start out at its lowest possible denominator. Most bidding is at least $1. So that's why we put it into the script as well, because this comes up so often. If you find it difficult to pin down a specific budget, we recommend considering an initial bid offer of $1.50. Drawing from previous clients' experience, I know of instances where legal professionals within our network have generously accepted this bid amount. They do so with the dual intention of contributing to our community in supporting entrepreneurs like yourself. While this option can certainly be beneficial, please be aware that its acceptance depends on individual circumstances and the willingness of the professional involved. Would you like to start your bid at $1.50? That right there, I'm here to tell you, I've seen it. It's been a great offerings for some of the people in our network, for legal professionals, that they will through their philanthropy, will go ahead and take the services for that low. And we love to at least create opportunities for people to be philanthropic in that way. This is a great option and also makes the client feel comfortable because they are confident that we're starting at the lowest denomination price revolving around it. Okay. Would you like to start your bid at $1.50? They will say yes. Conclusion. Client, I'd like to thank you for considering us at Consult Atlas for your healthcare licensing needs. It's been a pleasure discussing your aspirations and how we can support you. Now, as our final step, we'll take the information you provided today, including the type of healthcare license you're seeking, the state you'd like it in, and your budget for this endeavor. I will promptly submit this information to the Bid Services Division, who will send this out to our network of legal professionals. You can expect to receive a response within 24 to 48 hours. The Bid Services Division will email you the results as soon as they become available. After this, I will reach back out to you for your decision if you accept the bid offer or would like to resubmit. If you have any further questions or need assistance during this process, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at any time. I will send you a follow-up email after we end this call. Thank you again for choosing Consult Atlas. We're dedicated to helping you achieve your healthcare licensing goals, and we look forward to working with you closely throughout this journey. That is perfect. It recaps everything that was already said in the earlier conversations. It gets straight to the point. It tells you everything that you're going to do. And it even notifies the client, hey, expect these bids in your email for the next 24 to 48 hours. It's exciting to receive a bid. Honestly, what we do is, as at Consult Atlas, is not only do we send the bid, but we call it a bid brochure. not only will it have the official bid offer inside of the bid brochure, but it'll also tell them the step-by-step process of what to expect when they sign up for our network and get the legal services from the legal professional. Well, it'll explain the onboarding and the account executive that will be assigned to them. It tells them about our partnerships and what's included for free as a part of their package, and so on and so on and so on. So now not only do they got the bid offers, but they also see the full process. Now, the only thing that you have to do after that is just to follow up. Now, bids have a time limit. There's no such thing as a bid that lasts forever. Our bids last 72 hours, only 72. After 72 hours, the bid is completely withdrawn and you must resubmit in order for you to hold on to it. Now, the question has been arisen before. Paul Michael, what if somebody has a bid that comes in and they like it, they just can't afford to pay it at the moment, but would like to reserve the initial bid offer that was presented to them? Is there an option for us to do that? The answer is yes. They can pay a down payment of 10% of whatever their bid offer is, and the total amount of the bid offer will be reserved for them. This gives confidence to the legal professional that, hey, this person will go ahead and move forward with your businesses and that they have stake inside of moving forward with them, as well as ensures that prices will not increase going forward in the future. So that is an option. Now, within that 72-hour period, there's going to be a few things on your end that are going to happen. Number one, you're going to get a notification when the bids come in. You will be able to see that notification so you know to follow up with the client. You can follow up with the client on the first day, the second day, and the third. I recommend having an email for each one of those days with a pre-written message, a kind one, so then you can follow up with them, as well as a phone call. But remember, the main purpose on why you're reaching out is just to see if they want to accept the bid or they wish to resubmit. This is not a hard sell. You're not going to call up and say, hey, it's the greatest deal I've ever seen in my life, because you don't know if it really is or isn't, especially when there's history of people paying $1.50. So what you're going to do is just follow up, be kind, be courteous, speak to them and say, hey, I want to give you ample amount of time, but we are on a time limit. I just need a yes or a no. And then from there, whatever answer that they give you, please write this as part of your notes for the client, and then conclude. But other than that, the only other thing is that if they accept the bid, if they said, hey, I want to move forward, I want to accept the bid, the only last thing is for us to send the official contracts. Those are the official contracts that outline from the legal professional that they're hiring everything about the services that are being provided, and that in a contractual way. And then the invoice is then sent over to the client as well. After contracts and invoices are paid, then that's where commissions are coming out as well. And we're going to get to that in the near future. I know a lot of people ask, well, how can I make money? How can I make more money? How do I expand my business? How can I, make this healthcare networking thing get bigger? I assure you, we only talked about one type of client out of the three so far that we will be addressing, that we'll follow up with in subsequent videos after this. But thank you for listening to this half-hour presentation about how to speak with clients on starting their home care businesses in their state. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.